Good evening, curling fans. We're a little bit late. Sorry about that, but got to get the microphones on the skips and make sure they're all ready to go. Glad to have you in here for a open doubles match tonight.
Open doubles
Open
match.
doubles, yes.
The same gender league, men, women, and a
Apache
lot of
helicopter,
teams.
Apache helicopter, whatever.
Indeed, we have a lot of teams. I think this is the biggest league here in Belgium. 10 teams, full round robin, so a lot of games. And I think we have 9 average teams, but then we have one special star team, which is Curdia. And Curdia is sitting pretty good in the league so far. Not that much games played, but we're doing good. And next weekend, we will also be playing the Belgian Cup. So maybe we will be Cup winners and league winners all in the same year.
Fancy double. That's the goal. You know, we have a tough matchup before, but before we start talking about us, let's get into tonight's matchup. We've got on the ice, we've got 3 matches going on tonight, but we're going to be focusing on Michel and José and Double Trouble. Michel and José currently sitting atop the leaderboard. Why don't we take a look at that? Currently sitting atop the leaderboard in a virtual tie with Button Smashers. However, they do have the tiebreaker as they beat Button Smashers, I think.
Well, let's. So who beat who?
I don't know. I thought Michel and José beat them, but it could also be that they haven't played.
But
it's by virtue of losses at this point.
Yeah.
So otherwise, if we were doing LSD, probably which we should, but we're not professionals. We're doing this for fun.
Of course, yeah. We don't have the full history of all the games like ever in our heads. We have a few of them, like I don't know. Team Hertman against Team Verreken, those kind of games. Team Verreken against Team Vergniaud. And we have a lot of very nice games in our library. I think we have over 250 games already.
Is that true? Wow, we have to look. Yeah,
we have to look. Yeah, or maybe I'm just making
that's a big number. I'm not so sure we've done 250 streams yet.
No, but maybe videos. But the question is it a video the same as a stream? Doesn't matter right now. So let's have a quick look at the standings. So indeed, as you said, Michel and José top of the league because of a very important winning streak. Although they had a couple of losses as well. So 4 wins, 2 losses. Button Smashers, they were top of the league like the entire season. But then they had a streak of 3 losses. The last one was here live on Curdia on Thursday, where they lost against Campina. Campina moved up to 3rd position, also thanks to a tie, a draw against Team Wheat. Team Wheat sitting bottom of the league so far. They are not performing as great as we kind of assumed up front. That was one of our first games as Team Curdia. We won against Team Wheat. We're like, okay, we won against one of the potential favorites of the league, so that's a good win. But apparently all of our competitors also kind of won that one, so that's neutralized. And then we have Plastique van Looy. 3 games, that's not a whole lot, but 3 wins. And I see them climbing the ladder. They are a very strong team, and they have played Michel and José and won against Michel and José. So they have that kind of moral advantage that they've won against the current leading team so far. And then 5th place, that's the biggest team in terms of fan base because we have over 1,000 fans out there online, obviously. And now Double Trouble, the 6th place, who will be on the ice trying to beat Michel and José. And then we have some more. You can conclude the second half of the table.
Yeah, so then with Curling Stones, they're playing Wheat tonight over on Sheet C, so we'll keep an eye on that match. You know, those guys have been showing up. They've managed a couple of wins and a draw in there as well, so they're still hanging around. 7th place, but, 3 points out of 1st. Anything can happen. Still got a few matches left to play. They have already played 6, so they've already played a couple of extra. But you never know. It's like anything can happen in this last month, like 6 to 8 weeks, I think we have left in this season. So it's going to be quite interesting coming down to the wire. Then we have Team Hela, Dirk and his son, had a couple of draws in there, 3 losses. So not many points, but, there's still a tough match. Dirk you give him the stone with a chance, he can take an end from you. So really, really something there to look at. And Game of Stones, those guys have looked strong, just coming up a little bit short. Their first season ever playing doubles. Had never played doubles before. Unfortunately, Chris is out with the back injury, so they're going to lose some of that any kind of momentum or learning that they've done on the ice because they're going to be out. We have no idea how long Chris will be out, if he'll even be able to come back this season. Will they have to find another player to fill in? It's all up in the air. We don't know. So hopefully everything's going to be okay with him. They'll be back on the ice and trying to climb up the ladder.
Yeah. Fun fact about Game of Stones, all the way at the bottom of the league, 5 losses, just 1 win. Do you know which team they beat?
Button Smashers.
No. Even better.
Michel and José.
Michel and Jose. So the bottom team won against the top team. They weren't top back then, and they weren't, I think, bottom back then. But that can take a very nice surprise, and that's kind of explanatory for the Belgium league. It's not. There is some skill difference, but in the end, especially with these double leagues, everybody can beat everybody. So it's very hard to predict outcomes of these games. We had some surprising games, also astonishing games, nice stones, and I hope to see that tonight as well with Michel and Jose playing against Double Trouble. Double Trouble also one of those teams that is hard to play. Nobody likes. It's not a present. It's not like an obvious win or an obvious loss. They're kind of in between. You can have a good night, a bad night, but also you can have a good night, a bad night. It's always kind of a 50-50 situation playing against those guys.
Double Trouble's one of those Jekyll and Hyde teams. Which one's going to show up? You don't know. And heck, they can actually change each end in between ends. You know, sometimes they're getting in these late breaks, curling it right on and can't miss anything. And then the very next end, it's like they can't find the line like they've never played before. So it's a lot really to it's so hard to play them. They play a unique style. Neither of them, Gregory or Martin, put a lot of handle on the stones, so they often get like late curls. So if the ice is very straight, it's to their advantage. They can play a bit wider, get that break inside. So it's really hard to kind of strategize against them because they play such an odd style. You know, Kevin and Brecht, Michel and Jose, you know, these guys are power players. They really good weights, usually really good lines, good with calls, very good communication. They're teammates on Desperate Housekeepers. They know each other's style. They've worked well with each other. They've kind of started playing together, so they've learned as they go. So I think that gives them a unique advantage in this match. Mm. But it's really tough to tell. You know?
Yeah. And I think one of the reasons why it's tough to tell, also kind of estimating the qualities of Double Trouble, is most of the teams have the double league as a kind of secondary activity on top of their normal team. Like for Michel and Jose, they have the doubles league on top of the housekeepers league, and that's basically the basic BCL league. That's their core primary priority. But that's not the case for Martin nor for Gregory, and they also don't sign up for a lot of tournaments like Gewoon Carolus Cup or News Cup. Martin had his team Ramstein in the past, but left that team. So because of that, they are a kind of team that hides in the shadow and then pops up and surprises you with good stones, and suddenly you don't know how to estimate the qualities. It's not like you've seen them play like teams with regular league plays.
All right. So it looks like they are getting ready. So we're going to make our predictions. We'll look back to the schedule. We'll kind of look to see here. I'm on a bit of a winning streak. There's one missing in there. I picked the Young and the Wretchless to beat Nyan Curl this morning, but Pim decided not to include it on there. But hey, because I thought Pim would have picked his own team, but it tells me he would have thrown, and he would have picked.
Yeah, that would not be unfair. Kind of doing predictions in a game you're playing yourself. That's not
kind of illegal.
Yeah, it's kind of illegal. So it's natural why I left that one out. And I mean, otherwise that could have been a good argument why Nyan Curl would have lost that one. Obviously, just not because we would like to win or lose, but just I want to win that prediction and kind of steer it in my direction.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still. You're leading the race right now, and there's only one more game to play. So this is my one and only chance to make sure that I correct this very wrong error here in the visual.
Yeah, well, since I am the winner, going back to the Campina match, I am going to take Michel and Jose. I like the young guys. I think, you know, they've got this cool retro cycling uniforms. They play well together. Brecht was 7 millimeters away from the pin on his LSD. So, you know, I feel like they've got it dialed in. Let's hope that doesn't come back to haunt me, because we've seen so many times where people nail the LSDs and then they forget that speed when it comes time to play. But I'm going to go with Michel and Jose on this one.
Yeah, I think I really lean towards following you that for the same arguments. They are top of the league for a reason. They are playing with housekeepers with very good results, so I expect them to win this game. Then again, the scoreboard here forces me to counterpick you if I want to at least tie you here, and then well, that's why you always bring up the argument in the end. We should have a season-long thingy, but it's still nice to kind of battle and counterpick. So I also think Martin and Gregory, they can win. It's not like it's a hard it's a hard fight for them. They have surprised a lot of people, and then also Michel and José, they lost against Game of Stones, so it's not like their team unbeatable all of a sudden just because they're top of the league. So there are good arguments to vote for Double Trouble here, and I guess my money is on Double Trouble tonight. Martijn and Greg, they are on stream. Martijn really tactically debriefed that game. They had some learnings. They also played the short tournament where John was playing the finals as well. So that's also training experience, tactical training experience. So I expect a lot from that team. I think they will grow and they will surprise people. So Double Trouble is where my house is riding on tonight. So I hope I don't have to sleep outside somewhere in a cardboard box.
All right. Now, our other matchups tonight, just to keep you informed, over on Sheet C is Wheat against Curling Stones, and over on Sheet A, it's Vady against Rocky Raccoon. So we'll keep an eye on those, keep you guys up to date on all of it. But I believe Michel and José have the hammer. So due to Breck's very nice 7mm from the pin shot.
Yeah, awesome, that one.
Yeah, I saw it on the overhead that Martijn Stone, T-line high, just a bit outside, probably about 20 centimeters out. So, not necessarily bad thing. They're just going to have to see who gets to the pin first. See who handles the curl. Looks like they're putting it up on spot number 2.
Spot number 2, yeah. And for all people out there watching with us tonight on this Sunday evening, welcome. Feel free to chat along, hop into the game, make your predictions. We have a poll running on our Instagram stories. We're kind of curious to see which team is fan favorite tonight. I know housekeepers are probably backing up Michel and José, but then again, Curdia and Martijn, they also rallied their home base. So it's always nice to... I noticed that Martijn, he was taking pictures of the big TV here, where he also kind of broadcast the game here live at the canteen. So I know he is sharing this with half of Ghent, basically.
Yep. So first stone is in play, so we're going to jump on out to the action and get ready and join on in. I need to do one thing with the... And there we go. We are on our way.
Right. First stone has been played. Was slightly hard.
Yeah, we saw that this morning that and this afternoon teams are struggling to find the weight. The ice is very fast. And that can wreak some havoc, much slower than the traditional 3 seconds tee to hog time. So some teams are struggling with throwing the right weight, and the doubles. That is the number one priority, is finding the weight. Lines can be fixed. Weight is, I think, the most crucial to get right.
Mm-hmm.
This one will cross easily outside the guard. Now it starts to turn.
Now, I wonder, this afternoon there was this big birthday party short curl tournament with over 50 kids on the ice. I wonder if that affected the ice conditions in some way. I noticed they were mentioning the stones were pretty dirty. Kind of had to rub them to make sure that no dirt is kind of in the way of the stones. But will it also affect speed of the ice, the amount of curl?
It can, yeah. We might. The risk is something to get picked up. While the stone is going down, it could stop or change direction suddenly.
Hij komt.
This one looks a bit heavy. This one slow down enough. A little heavy. Ticks on the red, but I think red still might be shot.
Als ik de
so, yeah.
een keer tegen en anders, ja.
Hi there,
Don asking when are they going to change their name to Carl and José? I guess Michel is retired.
Michel is retired, yeah. So he was retired a year ago. Yeah. Well, they can go for Carl and José, but they could also go for Jommeke and Filiberke. That would also or like non-Belgium or non-Dutch speaking people that are totally unknown. But it's a little blonde kid and his friends, a little black-haired kid. They're a famous duo in Belgian comic books. Belgium known, of course, for comic books, and of course, you all figured out that
Ja, we kunnen
the
naar
blonde
buiten,
kid
denk ik.
is a referral to Brecht.
Ça va, denk ik.
Looks to be okay. They're going to sweep this one for the weight. Want to make sure this gets down there. But a little bit light. Brecht coming out to help sweep this one a little bit deeper. Comes up just a little bit short, but still in a strong position. Kind of takes away that draw.
Proberen dubbel.
Going to try for a trouble.
Try for a trouble. How about try that again? Try for a double. Oh, I get it. The play on the word, play on the name.
Yes,
Sorry.
yeah. It was such a bad pun that it didn't even land it.
Ja.
Nope.
Neus, maar een klein beetje naar die kant.
Yeah. Martin threatened us with speaking West Vlaams on the microphone. He asked what language he had to speak. I said whatever. He's like, oh, well, maybe West Vlaams. I won't understand it, so...
A little warning there, Martin. I am pretty good at understanding West Flemish, as my roots lay in the west of Flanders.
Catches over the top, gets rid of one, but jams on that red.
Oh, dat is chill.
Or the yellow, excuse me.
Ja. Ik was aan het denken... Ja, liggen is beter.
I am happy that Michel and José are wearing the retro cycling jerseys. We had them on stream a couple of times where they forgot about them.
Yeah, those are some of my favorite ones. I'm hoping that they're talking about getting some like new ones made in a similar style. Because apparently those are like not just retro jerseys, they're real, really from way back then.
Yeah.
I'd hate to see something happen to them.
But
Honestly, they're perfect for in there because they're knit. They're very warm.
Yeah, true. And they're a bit stretchy.
3, 4. 3, 4, 4.
I honestly couldn't imagine
Vier.
cycling in those jerseys.
No.
3.
This one also coming up a bit light. Does help him out because it does block in the draw, but yeah, they really want to try to get more in. They're going to want to score more than just one on their hammer. So
4.
Also a change for the team Double Trouble. Last time Gregory was wearing the mic, but they decided Gregory was way too loud.
Well, I am seeing a bit of resistance from some of the skips when we ask who wants to get mic'd. They're not really as excited about that as they are about being on camera.
Wachten! Ja!
I tell them, don't worry about it. You know, it's only active when it's their turn. This one will get around the guard, but will it get between those two?
Come on, blijf mee,
That's
blijf mee.
pretty good.
Going to
Alles
just miss it. Ooh. Trying to get that down. Oh, what a shot.
Ja, voor ons. Oeh.
Wow, what a stone there.
Incredible stone here.
Proving that path was there. I wasn't sure they were going to be able to get it around and then between, but
Nee.
proof that it is possible. Tour, good evening.
Hi, Tura. I hope you are feeling better. Tura had a bit of a fever going on this weekend.
I think he was just embarrassed.
Ja. Ja. Maar ik had niet gedacht dat hij nog zo ver ging komen. Daar viel hij al.
Tour is alive, and that's about it. Well, that's a good thing. I mean, that's 90% of it, right?
Yeah.
Oops, I had the wrong skip Unmuted.
Goed, goed.
Jeroen saying only Gregory can make a shot like that. So do we need to pass the GOAT title on from Tour to Gregory?
Hard. Ah, shit.
Oh, that's a nice push forward.
Speltig.
Doesn't quite have enough juice on it to
Kunnen ze langs hier komen? Nee, hè? Die ligt
move
erachter, hè?
that one, but hey.
Langs deze kant? Of zie je bang
Ja.
van deze te... Als we die raken... is die-
I showed,
is
but
die-
only
is
for
die
this
niet meer
game,
gedekt,
maybe.
hè?
That's
Is
kind
deze
of,
niet meer
that's
gedekt?
not how it works, Tour.
Toch beter. Probeer. Echt op het rood-wit.
Greg is Tour, his interim GOAT. That's true. Tour has to have his own GOAT. Tour can't be his own GOAT.
That's
So
very
he
true.
needs to have his own GOAT. So
Did he just lick his hand and then?
I don't.
Oh no, maybe he was just.
I hope not. Maybe.
But it looked like that from a distance. But I'm pretty sure that was not the case because that would have been weird.
Beetje hard.
A little push, but this has so little rotation. This might work out. No, I don't think this one's going to curl enough. It's going to
Doe maar.
knock that out.
Ouch. Now there
Kan
is
beter niet
an
schip-
option to draw, and there is also an option to
Ja,
run back
ja.
red. Both of the
Doen,
options
hè.
are there.
We willen hier van snelheid ongeveer hetzelfde. Maar een beetje rapper. 2-5. Ik vind dat niet slecht, hè. Ja. Even ontzien.
Yeah, I like this play. They can. Well,
It's not
yeah,
easy though. It's not easy.
Not easy, but this way, if they get it, they'll get 3.
Yeah.
They'll score 3. Otherwise, they'll just be drawing for 1. So, I like
Oh,
this one.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of thing. Do you want to? It's the first cent you can kind of take that risk. Then
Ik
again,
weet hoeveel ijs ik moet geven.
This one needs to hit a little bit outside of on the right side of the nose.
and there is a potential run back jam where red
Yep.
jams on the red one.
Oh! Ja! Oh! Ja!
Trying to hold it. Trying to hold it.
Looks good. Looks good.
Oh, very, very nice stone there from Brecht. And that's going to
Excellent
be
game.
a
3.
3 for Michel and José to start things off here in the first. Oops, did I do that? There we go. There we go. Now. A strong start for Michel and José. I mean, Martin and Gregory played pretty well as well. Although those 2 draws that ended up short, that really put them under pressure. A very nice stone from Brecht to take the 3. So Jeroen and Don, how did things go in Ghent? How did your qualifying for the Belgian Cup go?
I suppose wasn't a qualification without a lot of trouble. Should have been. I think only played against teams that hadn't had much experience playing curling. So as being the national men's team, it's just a no-brainer that they should have
Should
qualified.
have been a walkthrough. Yep.
Yeah.
So Brecht starting things off here in the
Belgian,
second for
Yes, sir.
Michel and
Come,
José.
Cody.
That strong 3 to open up. Gonna try to turn this one back to their... Get this one around, get it on the line, on the pin. It's gonna easily go around. Will that curl over enough? Looks like it's going. Well, that's gonna have nice weight, but maybe just a little bit outside.
Yes,
No,
yes.
still settles in nicely into the shot position. Very
Yeah.
good stone to open things up for Brecht. From Brecht. great conditions. I'm guessing there's some sarcasm in that, Jeroen. Since it was on arena ice.
Ja, een beetje hard, denk ik.
Definitely more curl in Ghent. Aha.
Valt stil.
Coming up the same side, hoping to get over to the inside part of the nose. It's starting to curl, but is it going to have enough to get to the
Nee,
inside?
nee, is goed.
Oh, that's okay.
It's not the worst, no.
Taps their yellow shot back, but is still sitting second. First and second for double trouble.
Hiervoor vind ik goed. Ja. Nope.
While we're waiting for Kevin, I can see over on sheet C that Curling Stones stole one in the first, so they lead 1-0 over Wheat as they're in the
Interesting.
second end.
Yeah, Timo mentions
Goed,
I'm
zo,
not
een
here
beetje
for
naar buiten, denk ik.
to
Maar
win
ik
things
ben
with
wel
high
naar
ambitions.
buiten
I'm just here to enjoy myself and
Vier,
have
vijf.
a drink afterwards.
Ah,
Here for the beer.
Geweest,
Ja.
dit.
Oh, this one is a bit
ja.
wide. I don't think that's going to get back.
Ja, ik had hem juist even
Martin
de
almost tripping over nothing.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, indeed.
sorry. Een beetje,
Options here for double trouble to come back in the game and correct that 3 on the scoreboard with a couple of points of their own.
Yeah, what do you do here?
Deze kant. Nee, deze ligt shot, hè. Die ligt in het wit.
All right. Gregory wanted to come around the right side, but Martin said, let's guard up this one because it's shot. So sometimes you
Line
got to
is
do the
good.
smart thing and not the sexy thing.
Yeah, and at the beginning of the
Wacht,
game,
ziet
let's
er hard uit.
try not to be greedy and
Niks
just kind
doen.
of consider
4,
all of the options.
niks doen.
Could
This
be
is,
smart thing.
this
This
is
is
a
wide.
bit heavy and wide, yeah.
Misschien toch naar Troen brengen. Ja. Ja.
Still sitting in a decent spot. That's going to have some
Yeah.
backing.
even aan het zien.
It takes away the
Als ik
double.
gewoon,
Because if you get
als
on
ik
the
gewoon
nose of
bij
that
een
top
steken
yellow,
hekje speel en ik blijf hier liggen,
it's going to jam on the red behind
dat
it.
is wel chill, hè. Zeg dit. Ik vind hek wel oké, zo. Ga gewoon niet naar buiten zitten. Nee, ik wil die, denk ik, beter even weg. En de backing met die andere, niet? Ja, dat is wel goed. Goed. Goed.
Weight looks good. This should get around the guard.
Komt. Yes, sir.
Might jam though on that back yellow.
Iets get
Yeah,
get the
unfortunately for that, just jams on the back yellow. So opportunity here.
Dit, we liggen 2 shots.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
something in
Martin. Yeah, look for the hit and roll. Get rid of that stone. They
and there are 2 options. You could also try and sit where he
Yeah,
puts the
well-
broom now, take away that roll option, and then they will have to try to do some
Well-
takeouts.
Ja.
Even if you guard it, well, you kind of force Michel and José to go for the roll. Maybe not the easy stone, and
Nee, ik zou hier en naar binnen komen. Gewoon weer in de 4.
this doesn't need to be heavy.
3,5, 4. Lijn is goed. Lijn is goed, lijn
I
is
feel
goed.
like that might be a little
Lengte.
wide.
Ja, ja.
Oh,
Ja.
no, no, that red was wider than I thought. Is that going to hang on?
Wat snap je het?
Looks
Dan kan ik
just needs
even
to
lijn
catch a
boksen
little
en naar
bit.
binnen. Ja, mooi.
Oh, very nice stone.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Very nice
Well,
stone.
they are behind T-line. That's the one thing if you want to criticize the current situation. But then again,
Still looking pretty solid.
yeah.
Ja. Ja, ja. Ah, wel ja, liever te hard als te zacht inderdaad.
Yeah, so they're going to try to draw in on top of this, but if it's
Nee,
too
inderdaad.
hard, it'll move some things. You don't want to leave it short. You don't want to leave a guard there. Probably just left edge of the nose to get a little bit of a
Hold
rollover.
goed. Hold goed. Ja, is er sowieso denk ik. Is er sowieso denk ik.
Needs to curl over just a little bit. Oh, that's going to end up on the nose of that
Yeah, it's a bit
yellow
wide
back
here.
there. Might be a little bit wide. Ooh, little jump in time.
It's still kind of an invite for Double Trouble to do a little tap and roll
En
inside.
hier. Zij liggen mij in.
Yeah,
It is a
that's
shot zone, so
it is shot, but there's enough room to move it behind.
yeah, if you hit it on the right side, we have a 45-degree angle to get it out of the house on the back.
Oftewel een 4. Bots en dat. Oftewel een take-out aan deze kant.
I don't think I'd go for a takeout here. I think I'd go for a slightly heavier draw. You don't need to move it that far to bring those other two into scoring.
Gregory wants to see it with his own eyes.
Nee. Oftewel kom je in een take-out, gaat hij naar hier, botst hij op geel of op dat. Dat is allemaal goed, hij gaat weg. Wij gaan naar hier,
Yeah, that's the issue.
rustig
Is
en dan valt hij naar hier. Hè.
they come in here and they roll out too far.
En als je hem rustig chipt en hij vergaat, gaat hij misschien... Wordt
I think with the
misschien
draw,
ook,
they can get
ja,
just a little bit
oké.
less weight, and it sits right where they want it to.
Yeah, I think if red is just bumped out of the red circle, out of the 4 foot, you still have three stones and played at or in the scoring position. So red doesn't have to be out of the house.
And it doesn't even have to be that far out of the 4 foot to make 4 come into play. So
4. Lijn is goed. Wachten, moet nog veel vallen. Veel vallen. Ja, hij komt te weinig.
it's not going
Niks
to
doen,
curl
niks doen.
over enough.
This is
Ah,
dangerous.
doe maar.
This is tapping red. Red's even in a better position.
Ah,
Portions.
Moves one of the yellows. I think it may have rolled out just enough that its second shot.
Dat mag ook. Normaal
Like
gezien
red
niet,
is
hè.
shots.
Zit gewoon zoiets sowieso
It's
naar
hard to
daar. hè.
see.
That's really hard
Ja,
to tell.
Ja.
Mega chill. Zoiets of hè?
Thank you, Tur. I got my telestrator working. I get to draw all sorts of crazy lines on things now. And I'm hoping to... it's open source software, so I grabbed the source code. I'm going to see if I can't update it, do a little nerding out, so I can get proper arrows instead of like nice straight lines instead of having to draw. But at the very least, I have a little electronic pen coming next week, so I'll be able to draw better lines than just using my pinky.
Ja! Ja! Ho, 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 ho. Land. Ho, 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 ho. Snelheid. Ja.
Speeds, all right.
Had hem hier tegen.
Needs to curl just a little bit. And that's going to tap the yellow one back, so that's going to make sure that red is first and second.
hier nu, hè. Naar hier komen en naar binnen.
I'm
Don't
not
put
your
any in the
monkey
lane.
tour. I don't just
En als
do
we
as you
botsen hierop,
command.
komen wij naar
But,
binnen en pakken
all right,
we
a smiley I can do.
Takeout gaat niks uithalen.
Maybe.
Moet gewoon leggen. Hè.
Ja, want ik kan dan denken, kunnen we nog even extra met
There we go.
Nee,
dat hier, maar dan
nee, nee. Die gaan nooit verder weggeraken. Dus gewoon hier
die gaat hier direct stoppen.
proberen te leggen. Hè. En eigenlijk proberen, je mag zelfs hier een klein tikje.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way for them to...
Now you're his monkey.
I miss Monkey.
You did it.
I know.
I didn't even attempt to save you from that one.
I don't know that there's any way they can move both of these reds and get to and score 2. I think
don't
they're
think
going to
they
have to just kind of
Go for the one, yeah.
go for the one here.
But we've learned one thing tonight. The goat, he does not have his own little personal goat, but he does have his own little monkey dancing on on the tones of command.
Hard. Beetje
Hard
hard.
is not bad. It's about the line. If the line is out, that's a bigger problem.
You know, this one is going to be like
Looks
on
like
the
a
nose.
Nose could be
Ah.
fine.
Nose could be fine.
Red.
Nope, that's one
red
red.
is shot. Yes. And a good steal here for Michel and José.
Yep. A little bit of a mistake there from Gregory on his last stone. Set it up for Michel and Jose to steal, and that is exactly what they did. They did have an opportunity, but yeah, it's just that little bit outside. Probably needed about 5 to 10 centimeters of curl, and things would have been okay. Maybe not even that much. Maybe the 5 would have been enough.
Meanwhile, while they are setting up the stones, let's have a look on sheet A for a small update where we have Rocky Raccoons playing against Team Vedi. From the looks of it, don't know who is playing what color there.
Vedi is red, and Rocky Raccoons are yellow.
All right.
I think.
Vedi is yellow.
Vedi is yellow. So I'm wrong.
Rocky Raccoons leading against Vedi.
So here on sheet B, Michel and Jose.
Ooh, look at
lead-
that.
Oh, a 5 house for Wheats over on sheet C. Taking a commanding lead. As we start end number 3 here, Michel and Jose lead 4-0 over
Good.
Double Trouble.
Yep, yep. 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 Altijd tegen, denk ik. Doe maar.
Trying to sweep this hard, but that's going to crash
Lekker lid. Ja.
on the guard and open things up. So
Split is never the worst in doubles.
not if you don't have the hammer. Or if you don't have the hammer, then yes, the split is the second best option on that opening stone. I'm going to put something in the house, but on the center line to kind of guard the stone, the shot stone.
Snelheid is goed, denk ik. Hij valt.
This one looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Could be a little bit deeper than they like. Ooh, that's going to get all the way back to the T line. Just in front.
I kind of like the stone. It's slightly exposed, but then again,
No
the
hitting
guards
yet,
also
so- Yeah.
moved a bit, so
Yeah, and no hitting yet, so
Yeah.
it's not a
Gewoon ervoor proberen.
disaster.
Ja, zoiets. Gewoon ongeveer hetzelfde, ietsje minder. Denk ik. Ietsje meer, doe maar.
They're gonna try to do the same thing, get over the top, try to
Ja,
freeze it
maar-
up against there, then
Dat mag ook. Nee, ik wil wel niet achter die voorste.
they'll be able to use it.
Beetje traag, denk ik.
Feels like it's slow as he jumps right up on with the broom. This one I think is going to crash onto that the
3.
guard there.
Beep. Indeed.
It's going to slide over, so it does keep the middle open for them, but I fully expect to see... Yep. Martin shows up and says, let's put up a guard right there, right outside the house.
Lijn is goed. Lijn is nog altijd goed. Niks doen,
Likes
niks
the
doen.
line, don't want to do
Nog een
anything.
beetje vallen.
It's gonna curl over.
Stop, 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 stop.
Freeze is also not the worst.
bait.
But it's gonna be a bit high. Yeah, just biting in the house. Very nice stone. I like that one.
Proberen
Ja,
spelen.
roaches.
Oh,
Gonna try to run this yellow back. Could double out. Oh, trying to hold this around the guard, but that's gonna catch the guard. Actually pushes both guards away and leaves
Yeah,
things open.
This gives Double Trouble a bit of options. If they can even put another center guard in front of it, that would be a great setup.
die kant.
They want to kind of close the draw.
I don't think that's really something they should worry about.
That's not a very easy draw to make, and if it's not
No.
Nieuw
this is,
2.
I would want to put up a high guard on that center line. But hey, like we always say, it's
Line is
easy
good.
to say. It's easy to do it from up here. From here in the booth, I'm the best curler in the world.
Starts to
This
curl.
one's going to curl over. They're going to
Yeah,
actually
these
get that
don't
center
curl.
guard.
And
And even slightly offset's going to be really good because it's going to prevent a straight back.
yeah,
Yep. All right. That's
this is even better.
That's
Ja,
even
wel.
better than
Takes away the
what they
run
call
back
it.
as
We
well.
moeten wel iets in het haast beginnen doen. Ja.
Only comment I can make about that last stone would be it should have been a little bit more on the other side of the center line so it covers up that back, that run back or the takeout they're going to try to
Ja,
do
misschien
there,
wat rapper
but
doen zelf.
you can't cover everything.
Yeah.
So
Well, the risk with the takeout is, sure, you can make it, but you will lose a shooter. You will still have 0 stones in the house. Opponent has the hammer, so
Ja. Dat gaat sowieso wel
yeah,
lastig zijn.
you can maybe
precies, hè.
take 1 yellow stone away, but they can just put 1 back with all stones. Still score 2
Je
or
hebt
3, and
schrik
that's
tegen die
something you
voorsprong al
wanna
zitten.
try.
yeah. Now they need to
Ja.
try to get this one
Deze is-
close to
deze
the
is wel de
nose,
kant waar ik
or
niet goed
it needs to be a
vergelijk
bit
heb tegen, hè.
outside. Try to catch over the top and run out.
Dat is de lastige kant deze. Lastig voor mij om te vegen. Hier. Nee, nee, zeker niet. Ja. Oké. Voelt goed.
Trying to curl this over. I think it's a little bit too
Feels
wide
wide.
for that weight. Yeah.
Ja, sorry.
So 1 more stone here for Michel and José to try and avoid double trouble taking a big
Ga je hem
house
erin
here.
of ervoor?
And a small biter here could work.
Yeah, I think I really like a small biter here. And if it's a little bit too deep, that's also okay.
Yeah.
Just between those two, between the yellows.
Lijn is goed.
This could work.
Yeah, just need the
Komt op de borstel. Ja, V.
just to make sure this one gets
Op het
into the
lijntje
house.
leggen.
I really like this one so far. Even if it's not a biter,
mooi.
this is an
Still a
excellent guard here.
grindstone there. Yep, very nice. I like the
Deze
placement of
stil, ja.
that.
Yeah. Now you force Michel José to try and put something there in
Gewoon
the
niet op die
forefoot.
voorste zitten, hè.
And if it's in the forefoot and it's better than that yellow stone sitting in the back, they might avoid double trouble from scoring big here. But if it's exposed, then it's a kind of clean takeout for 4 here.
Yep.
Zit er goed? Ho. Ja!
This feels light.
Oh, man, that's
Cannot be light. If it is too light, it's a very easy. Oh no, can also not tap in our yellow one.
I don't think it's got the weight for that.
Je pakt die dop in het midden.
But yeah, I mean, just putting it anywhere in the whites is
Ja,
good
maar
enough. That's what
ik
Workman said.
Ik wil hem niet cadeau leggen voor hun ook, hè. Is dat mij, ja? Hè? Ja.
How they do
Oh, yeah,
realize
they
they
have
have
it.
hammer, right?
Goed, Martijn.
And Martin was saying, "I don't want to give them a present." Well,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
kind of present do you do you have in mind there?
It doesn't carry over to the next end, Martin. You'll be fine. Ooh. Over on sheet A, we had a 5-house from Vady in the third. So they take the lead 5-2 over Rocky Raccoons. They start the fourth. So copious usage of the 5 tiles tonight.
Ah, that's huge.
Just needs to get this one in the house.
Ziet er hard uit, Tomme.
No, this
Hij
just needs to.
vertraagt. Dat is goed.
Oh, it needs to slow down. He went way wide on this
Yeah.
one.
Anything in the house is fine. There is
Jawel,
think it's
jawel,
a-
jawel. 10. Jawel. Jawel. Ja.
They made it very exciting. And it was
Hij
one
is
for
nu
the
gewoon
fans.
stil daar, hè.
It was one for the fans. So that's 4. 4 for double trouble.
That's the way you tie things up. So double trouble taking advantage of a little bit of a mistake there, or just that last stone from Brecht not coming up, not hard enough. So just the opportunity to draw straight in there for 4. That double trouble played really well on that end, kind of kept things under control.
Yes, definitely. No, interesting game so far. And I'm pretty sure Double Trouble is happy scoring 4, coming back, tying game. And now it's making sure that you don't kind of try to ride on the high here and then ending up giving a 4-house away. That happened a couple of times against, what was it? Against which team did they had that situation? We had them on stream last time. Trying to recall here.
Yeah, I'm old. I can't remember that far back. Need to make sure this one gets around the guard. Did they wait too long? Nope. See there, it jumps. You see it right as it gets to that King Slice logo. It jumps. They're gonna split things open here.
Nee, doe maar daar gewoon.
I don't want to get this one in the house.
Ja, is oké.
Center line right up there in the blue.
Kan het niet doen.
Ziet er goed? Niks doen. Ja, niks doen.
This one's
Zo hoog mogelijk.
This one's a bit heavy. It'll curl over.
Ah.
Feels heavy indeed.
Yep, that's gonna end up frozen
Although-
against the back one.
So it's slightly heavy, not as heavy as I thought it was. okay-ish heavy.
Yeah. That's you're saying with how straight the ice is, a split might be the best option. Actually, yeah. Honestly, for if you're not sure, you can curl it around that top stone, play it. But we noticed that this afternoon in on sheet C, coming the direction of the clubhouse, which is where they're coming now, it had a tendency to curl a little bit more than going the far end. So, like we saw quite a bit of curl on this one as well.
They are able to freeze up against the redstone. That would be a very strong opening, because then they would have two backing stones preventing Michel and José from taking it out. And freeze is not easy. Looks okay though. It needs a bit of a curl, but it will. Trying to hold the line here and also trying to get it over there.
Get it down right on the nose.
It
Trying to
looks
get it
fine.
there.
All you got, come on.
Oh, it's gonna come
Overcurling.
up.
Not shot though, but they can tap it in a shot position. That's the thing there. And there is also a way for Michel and José to take it out.
Yep. Get over on the side of it. Just tap it a little bit. Doesn't need to go very far. Out of the 4 foot would be enough. Even only halfway out of the 4 foot would be enough.
Ik kan niet goed vegen langs daar, hè. Nee,
I would
hek is
say-
goed, hè. Ik wil gewoon zeggen van... Ja.
Hack weight? That might be too much.
You make sure it curls enough. Like worst case is you don't curl and you tap your own reds.
Beetje traag, beetje traag.
Feels like it's light. It's a bit outside as well, so they want this one to curl over. Trying to get this to curl.
Up.
Looks like that's going to be good. That's going to tap just enough on the edge. Ticks it away.
Dus dat er weinig...
Je mag een klein beetje harder zelfs.
Moved it into second, so red is lying first and third, yellow sitting second, but now off to the side and the pin is open, so opportunity
Lijn is goed.
for double trouble to get on the pin. Just
Ja, hij komt. Wachten. Houd u klaar. Wachten. Ja. Ja, blijf bij, blijf
this is going to
bij.
look very
Mooi
nice.
steen. Goeie steen.
Sitting on the pin.
Goeie steen.
Very good stone there.
Daar of daar.
However,
Zo cool,
there's a
zo
pocket
cool,
there. They're looking at it. It's a double. There's
yeah.
a double there without, and the yellow and the red won't
Niet
move.
tijdens
so-
de
Difficult double. It's just kind of hitting in between those yellow stones will.
Nou, ietsje meer geven, niet?
You want to make sure they hit that yellow on the pin first, just to make sure it moves enough,
Yeah.
but ideally
Dit
right
zou
there
ik
in the
genoeg
pocket.
doen.
Looks okay. Yep, gonna get that top yellow first. Kicks that other one.
Excellent double. Even rolls is slightly behind that corner guards, and now there is a double for double trouble. We can also put something there. Knowing that they don't have the hammer, I think the freeze is
Yeah.
a better option here.
I think so as well.
Lijn is goed. Wachten. Snelheid is voor jou, hè. Je moet nog vallen. Moet nog veel vallen. Moet nog veel vallen.
I think this is
Ah,
a
come on,
little
iets
bit
meer vallen
heavier.
Ja, is
Not
goed.
gonna quite.
Well, if it rolls behind their guard,
Yeah, now red sitting shot, that yellow one kind of out in the open. They can't run it straight back because it'll jam on those two back there, but
Ben aan het zien dat je zeker die andere gele niet wegkrijgt. Prijs het ook. Ik zou liever zo, denk ik. Ja, het probleem is dat die andere gele er ligt. Hè.
nose hit's not terrible.
Ja.
They don't want too much of a roll to the middle
Heb ik
unless they
nog
can
twee
get
stenen? Ik ben even de
completely
tel kwijt.
behind that red in the forefoot.
Huh? Nee, ja, ça va. Twee vijf, hè? Ja, is goed. Pas op voor
Greg
de
are trying,
jam,
they're
hè.
trying to hide from the fans sitting at the canteen by making them as small as possible, but I think you can still see their heads peeking out from the windows. So attempt failed to go full stealth.
Lan?
Gonna be a little bit on the outside edge of the nose. No, right dead on the nose, so that wing's all right. There is a double there if they really want to try it.
Nog hier
The
naar
risk
jou?
is if you miss if you miss one of them, you're leaving yourself out in the open.
Yeah.
Ja. Ja. Het ligt volledig open, hè.
Nee, dan is aan deze kant raken, maar ik denk dat hij dat effectief is naar buiten begon te vallen. Op die moment dat ik
I think I'd be looking to put
zie
a
dit dan.
freeze where Gregory's broom is.
Yeah.
Freeze it up against that red one.
Probably
Want
the
als we
safest
hier
option.
blijven liggen,
Just right there.
als ze er hem gewoon uit. Hè.
Not
Oftewel moeten we nog
there.
één proberen eruit te
Oh.
duwen, maar ja.
Yeah, I didn't notice you were putting
That's okay.
dots.
Als we hier liggen,
I have to move my finger in order to get it. So yeah, if you see where that broom is right there up against the
dan
red,
moet
just
hij hier liggen.
freeze it right there.
Ja, we gaan
Maybe
gewoon
sitting
komen.
shot, wouldn't be
Als
able to
hij
get
hier
rid of
ligt,
it.
is het ook goed, hè.
But a freeze is such a difficult shot. There's any kind of gap and they could probably move it out of the way.
Then again, they need something in a protective position because well, the yellow one in the back is also exposed.
Yeah.
There are options for Michel and José to score multiple points if they don't deal with the situation here.
Yeah. Looks like they're gonna try to hit and roll off that red one on the right. Roll back over and freeze up against the red on the left. So if they can pull that off, that'll be a very good play. Payne is not usually big on hitting though, so nope, actually not going on that hit. They're going for the freeze.
Ooh, this might overcurl.
Gotta hold this one all the way down. Oh, it's already overcurled.
Yeah. Try and find a place behind the carton. Be competitive, but
No, stays outside. It's guarded, but
yeah.
it's a draw for three
it's a draw
for
for
Michel
three, yeah.
José. Yeah.
Dat is spijtig. Ja, gewoon. Langs hier?
Ik zat met die lijn over de middenlijn komen. Over de middenlijn. Ik zat
Yeah, that's a tough one. If it goes over the midline, it tends to move a lot. You can hear Gregory talking underneath the other microphone.
We gaan even aan het zien of we niks stom kunnen doen. Je moet hem niet doortikken en die mag niet naar daar. Ja, ça va.
Mooi hè? Perfect hè? Voor hetgeen wat we moesten doen hè? Hij had in hem echt mogen geven hè? Want je hebt hem al
Ziet er goed? Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho, ho. Oh!
Needs to curl, needs to avoid the guard there.
Doe het.
There it goes. Just had to wait.
That was
Gets
close.
it close, and then just need to make sure this gets all the way into the white. That is going to be good enough.
But is it better than the other
Oh,
one?
actually,
That's
sure. That one
the
kind
real
of
question.
died out right at the end there.
I'm not sure. I think yellow's better.
Yellow might be better, yeah.
I feel like
heel
yellow.
dichter liefst, maar.
Yeah, also
Ja, die twee al zeker.
maybe a measure, but I feel yellow is slightly closer to the pin. But they have to double check and triple check, so it's not super easy to see. And maybe in that case, take the measuring device. Kevin's saying, should we take the old school measuring device or just?
No, Brecht conceding it. So 2 for Michel and Jose.
And
Back on the scoreboard in a good way. Hammer efficiency.
that's a bit unfortunate. Like not taking that.
Yeah,
point there.
3-point lead in doubles is a whole lot different than 2.
Especially knowing that it was not the hardest of stones, so you always feel like you've lost a point. Although you won the end, well, could have been 3.
Yep.
And maybe now it's not important, but if the game is close down to the last stone, then sometimes you remind yourself, like, why didn't I manage to catch that third point?
Right, so Brecht's going to be starting things off for Michel and Jose here in the 5th as they lead at 6-4 over Double Trouble. Gregory earning karma points by not only putting up the score, but putting up the total score as well. Doing the math for us so we don't have to. Then again, we have our scoreboard control, which does the math for us anyway, so. But I still appreciate the effort.
Yeah. It's extra karma.
This
the
one's
guard.
going to tap the guard. Is it going to have enough to split it enough? It does.
Yeah.
It does. There's room there now.
Yep.
Double Trouble opted to guard straight away instead of drawing something into the house. So Gregory indicating, let's put something up here on that draw path up high.
Goed. Ik ga een beetje bijgeduwd hem.
I'm not
Kijk,
even going to
voorachteraan.
attempt to try to translate what he just said because so many letters were swallowed. I'm not sure I understand it.
And he said he'd give it a little push.
So this is a
Wat
little
moet
bit
vegen,
heavy.
hè? Opnieuw, nee. Wat op mee moet vegen voor hier.
It's not worse, it's behind the guards.
No, it's frozen, so it's also a corner freeze there behind the guard. That's okay.
Voor een beetje meer.
Having a quick peek on our Instagram poll to see who's fan favorite here. And Michel and Jose are clearly winning
Rap bekend, denk ik.
fan vote here.
Rap bekend. Oeh, mij. Rap bekend.
This one's a bit heavy.
Ja, maar maak je er ook niet uit. Mij.
Can't clip this yellow. They can't move it out, so gotta make sure it's not too hard.
Oh, but
Nope,
this is even
not
better
enough.
for Double Trouble because it's more
Yeah,
tucked away behind the guard there.
Yep. So it's gonna make it much easier for Gregory to guard this up.
Waar stond jij? Ja. Lijn is goed.
I think
Hij
this
komt
one's a
ertussen.
bit heavier, but it's gonna get through these guards. If it stops
ziet er
and
goed uit.
freezes up against those on the pin, that's also a good spot.
Komt naar de bezem. Ja,
This
daar
looks
is
like
goed.
an excellent stone here.
Yep. Anything there is going to be good, even if it gets into the house.
Yeah,
That's
mooi.
going to be just fine right
Zo is
there.
die.
Very nice stone.
Ah, je wilt hem... Ja, wel.
And doubles, you just don't like having to clear things out.
No,
But
no, no.
they've forced...
you
Double
have to,
trouble
you
has
have to.
forced their hand, and yep. Straight run back would pick off that back yellow, so... But then it would cover up the
Welke
path, so
slaat?
they don't really want...
Ja.
They don't really want a nose hit on this top stone. Gonna hit off to the side, should split them open. Nicely played.
Yeah, now
Keeps
it's
that center open.
things look pretty good for double trouble. And just doing the same stone. And if they can keep this up, putting a guards, forcing Michel and José to clear the guard, they might end up scoring 3 here if that
En is goed.
routine continues to play out like that.
Meer naar midden. Ja, ja, hij valt, hij valt.
Make sure this one
Ja, bot op rood en
stays.
dan... Jawel.
Ooh, little discussion.
They want to have a
Little
little tap.
kiss. That's
Mooi.
just fine.
Nice, nice.
Zeg het u toch?
Can you see Michel and José looking? Damn it, that's
Welk?
another one we'll have to deal
Ik
with.
zou sowieso nog een guard wegpakken om te zien wat dat jij kunt doen. Ik kan ook gewoon liggen, maar... Ja.
Yeah,
More
same.
difficult to take it out because it's kind of next to the red one.
Honestly, I would try running that
Ja.
red one back.
Zo va.
Yeah, that could also work. And if it's out of play, that's also a good thing.
Gooi je naar voren, wil je niet? Ja. Ja, wel. Dat vind ik een goed idee.
Yeah, they've got the option to run back. If it's a little
Minder
bit
zo.
outside, it'll open
Minder.
things up.
Minder. Moet je dat niet ernaast geven?
The good thing with this kind of situation for double trouble is if you force your opponent to play these kind of runbacks and takeouts in a double situation, there are not a lot of stones.
Ah, oké.
Ooh, just misses. That's
die
gonna
dart
fly
van,
by.
And
Oof.
you can end up with your opponent not having any stones in the house, and then it's again an open draw or an extra point.
En bijten. Ja.
Yep, go ahead, take away that draw path
Liever
if they want to
twee,
try
hè, dan
that
vier.
long run back. More power to them, but take away the easier shot. Double
En is
trouble
goed.
very much in control on this end.
Ja, vegen.
Just get this over the hog, and that'll be a good one.
Ja, ja, maar dat mag.
Yep, that's going to overcurl a little
Als hij naar
bit.
buiten gaat dan. Ja. Ja,
Tips
oké.
over. Oh,
Excellent.
that's
Dan kun je
fantastic.
die
Excellent,
ook
excellent.
voorwaarts.
An excellent stone here.
Yep.
It doesn't look spectacular, but from
probeer
the
het een
tactical
beetje
point of view, this was a
Takes away so
Easy
many.
part, yeah.
Takes away so many options.
one more stone here for Michel and José, and they need to get it in the house. Basically, they need to avoid leaving
Ja,
a
het
situation
kunt er
where
niet dat,
double
ja.
trouble has an easy draw for 3.
Yep.
Ja, ja, maar... Ça va. Land, land. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Ho! Ho! Ho!
Should get around that guard. Need this to curl over now.
Ho! Right, that's it.
It's just a little heavy, a little wide. And stops in second shot. So
Yeah, it's reachable, and it's something double trouble they have to try and do the same stone, give it a little nudge, a little tap it a little bit back.
yep.
But if it's, I think
Wil je
it did the
take-out
trick.
gelegd?
Slightly better would be curling a bit more, trying to find that freeze, or at least kind of trying that corner freeze, or trying to be to use that protection of the yellow backing stones. But then again, it was hard making it curl that much.
Yep. Yep.
So I don't know if there was anything better Michel and José could do with the ice today.
Well, if they'd given less slice, it would have gotten closer to that guard, and then maybe it would have gotten in there. So yes, they could have done better. But how easy that would have been,
Ja, als jij bier wilt,
that's another
geef
question.
dat eens, zet ik zeker op de guard, hè. Wat blieft?
Martijn questioning the ice. He's saying, okay, but if I have to throw the...
Are they throwing a
back.
takeout?
You don't really want to do the takeout, right? Although it's not... You're not going to tap out your yellow one.
Well, depending on the weight and where you hit that red, it could actually move both of those. It could move one of those yellows. That would be the risk. So little handle on this one. I think this is going to be on the guard.
Cannot be on the guards, and then maybe Martijn was right
Nope,
questioning
no,
the...
that's going to be just fine.
No,
Oh,
it's
it's not
not.
just past the guard.
See, and now Martijn is going to draw the "I told you so" card here on Greg.
Yep. That's what happens with teammates. Yeah, they had an opportunity for 3, left one out there.
Just
I don't think a hack weight would have been. I mean, I think a hack weight would have been a better play there, but it's still, you have to get it around the guard and then hope it doesn't overcurl.
Must be around the guards. Even if it's slightly heavy, I really doubt that you would take out your own Yellowstone completely out of the house, whereas you would really get rid of the red one, perhaps. But theoretically, we'll never know for sure unless we re-put the stones in position on one of the training occasions and see how things play out. But yeah.
But even then, the conditions would be different.
Yeah,
so
also true.
All right. Double trouble scoring 1 there. As they head into the 6, Michel and Jose lead double trouble 6-5. Little updates for our other matches going on sheet C.
Oh, let's do A first.
Or A first.
Yeah.
Okay, so Vady stole 1 of the 4th. Rocky Raccoons scored 1 of the 5th. So it is Vady leads 6-3 over Rocky Raccoons. As we shift over to sheet C,
We don't know.
see the boys standing in the way.
It's a big mystery there, but I think it's 6-2.
Yeah.
Reach leading 6-2 there.
Let's see. Oh no, he was.
Yeah, because there was 1 for curling stones in the first end, then
Yeah, I believe
5 and 1. And
5 for wheat. They stole 1 in the 4th, and then Curling Stone scored 1 in the 5th. So yeah, 6-2 in the 6th end over there. We would have loved to have given you visual confirmation, but oh, and I just noticed we're on a power play. Power play. Power play.
Ja, we hebben hem, ze, we hebben hem.
This one is a little bit heavy. It's gonna slide by.
Martijn was pretty sure it would catch the red one, but
Ah,
Now, see, the more I see these power plays being played, I think I don't really like that first stone freeze over to the side.
it feels it's just such a difficult stone to make, and just putting on a pin and a guard in front of it seems like an easier way to set up your game.
voel dit
Yep.
graag. Is zo.
I mean,
You can't take it out, so if you could put one right on the tee or just above the tee on the button.
textbook theory is probably mentioning why that opening has advantages, but then again, if you can't execute it, it doesn't matter if it's theoretically the better opening.
Good stone there from Breck to open things up for Michel and Jose in this end. Splitting the house, bringing play to the middle.
Hier of hier?
Oh, you score in the middle, so go to the middle. That's Dirk said that to me, and I think that's going to be my strategy from now on. Whenever we have to get to play a power play, go to the middle.
Unless we play against our direct competitors that are watching or listening right now, in that case we would do we would just throw guards.
We would just throw through.
Yeah.
Lijn is goed. Nog veel vallen. Wachten.
We're just kind of hanging around on that center
Hou je
line.
klaar. Moet nog veel vallen.
There it goes.
Lengte is voor jou. Ja, ja.
Once it crosses over, there it goes. Want to hold this one straight. What did Gregory do with his broom there?
Juist te kort.
Ja,
mooi steen.
It's okay. Maybe it's not a freeze, but
That's
you can really...
that's a good stone. You could still use that. Yep.
Yep.
So that is 5 stones in play.
Dat is over het midden, hè.
That'll allow them to start going after these. I'm thinking...
Nou, daar tikken is misschien gemakkelijker, hè. Ja.
We'll try to hit and roll to the outside.
Ja, het is een moeilijke snelheid, maar ik snap wat je wilt zeggen.
Now, some teams get afraid. They always like, oh, I can't move my red one. It's like, you know what?
Forget about that red one.
Forget about that red one. Get rid of the one that's going to allow them to score points.
Yeah, you have hammer. You can always put it back there with the last stone.
And honestly, right now, that red one is a danger to them because it's backing for the yellow. So if you can get rid of this one...
Yep, hè?
It's going to get a little bit over to the nose. Going to tap on that red one, but yellow sitting out in the open, so...
Rechts in min. Hè?
Perfectly on the pin.
Wat denk je?
Yeah, this is actually perfectly on the pin from this angle. I couldn't really tell if it's... There's a moral routine there.
Lijn is goed. Eindigen op de middenlijn. Ziet er sneller uit.
Curl over.
Eindigen op de middenlijn.
Anywhere on that middle line will be good. This one's starting to come over.
It's fine. I wouldn't sweep it. Might over curl here.
Over curl just a touch.
Needs to stop now. Lightly over curls. Yeah.
Ja, moeilijk.
But it makes things harder for Michel José, so it's not perfect, but it's
Ik was
half
aan het
decent.
twijfelen, oftewel de dubbel, oftewel gewoon een achterste. Ja, het ding is... Ja. Wacht, maar nee, ik zou dan gewoon hack doen, niet?
Well, good thing is they have an option to try and take it out if it overcurls. Well, taps away the guard. That's also fine. They don't need that guard, so they have a kind of a spare plan.
Yeah, I like the call for hack weight here. Don't need to overdo it. Just want to make sure it has enough weight to push that yellow away. The shooter can stay in the house.
Voelt goed. Ja, ik zie het. Komt wel.
It's going to get past that guard. Is that going to curl over enough? Yep, it's going to do it.
Will yellow be out of the house?
Through. Touches on the red, so holds it in. Very nice stone there from Kevin.
You can see that Martin was like, oh no. It was like our one stone that should save the day for us, and now he's looking at 4 red stones there. Still have an option to draw over there. That could be a safe one.
Gonna go for a draw. Martin you know, originally I looked at that hit and roll, and if it's me, I'm looking at that hit and roll as well, trying to get rid of one extra stone out of the house if you can.
Lijn is goed.
This one's light.
Doe maar.
There's a swear jar.
Ja.
Really working this one. Is it gonna get deep enough?
No, if it's in the front of the house next to the other one, it's still a stone you can tap back.
Je moet voorwaarden.
Yeah. Even and Brecht are looking at it like, should we now come around and draw?
Je snapt ook.
Or should we just kind of run it back hard enough so they don't have the stone?
Ik denk hem zelfs gewoon hier op weg te spelen of zo.
If they play them away, if they hit that right in the pocket, will they jam on anything?
If it's right in the pocket, I don't think so. I
Ik
think
er zo niet achter.
they can also.
The top one goes
That's
away
all
for
small.
sure. This one here goes away. That goes off like that. It's this one. Does it
Ja, maar ik
jam
weet zelfs niet of ik
there?
ik denk dat ik die
Or does
gele
it
ga
go
raken. Ik denk dat
further
ik die gele
out?
raken, die gele.
But is it a problem if it jams all the way
Ja,
back
denk het.
there? You can still have an open draw for 3. Because you still have
That's
plenty of
true.
stone in the house. Okay, it jams,
Ik weet niet
it
of we
jams
gewoon een
against
gele- die gele-
one of the
een
stones,
gele moeten
but
wegspelen of alle twee. Ja, ik ook ze.
I wouldn't mind an option that gives you an open draw for
Ja.
3 points, basically.
Dat vind ik beter. Het ding is van, ja.
Yeah, I also
Weet
don't
je
really
wat
like
dan
the idea of
misschien
putting
nog
something
beter
behind these yellows. It gives them something to run back, and it's a little.
Is
yeah.
gewoon daarachter of gewoon meer langs de zijkant. Ja, ik weet het niet goed.
I think they're going to try and draw in between, and if it
Drie,
catches
drie,
that
zo,
front
drie,
red one, it's a tap
drie,
and
vier.
roll, and then it also rolls in a kind of a position where it makes the run back more difficult. We'll have to just wait and see how this plays out.
Voelt goed, beetje traag misschien. Beetje traag ik.
Bit slow. Want to make sure this gets around the guard. It looks fine on that line.
It feels slow. It feels slow,
Dat is snelheid. Ja,
and that does not protect you from a run back for yellow.
Oh, that's not so.
ik weet niet wat dit
Oh,
is.
there is still that run back. I mean,
There's still the run back. Yeah.
just tap yellow back
denk
on the pin,
deze,
and then you have your
want dan hebben we
center
meer
guard and the
backing
stone on the pin.
daar. Als we hier iets te hard, kan hij recht doorgaan. Ja, dan moet je alweer de juiste hoek hebben.
Yeah, I think you run that.
En deze.
The one that is
I
sitting.
think you run this one back.
Deze
That's
proberen.
because it goes back. It jams
Yeah.
on the yellow.
Yeah, it
if
might
it's
mean
too
we have
heavy
the
on the
other
red.
one,
Yeah, if it's too heavy. Yeah, Martin's saying if you go for this one, there's nothing
Ja, we
behind it.
mogen
If it's
gewoon
too
niet
heavy,
hier komen.
you've not really done
Het liefst
anything.
Deze,
Ja.
dat we echt mikken naar deze. Want als hij naar daar gaat, is het goed. Botst hij op deze, komt hij ook terug. Hè.
Yeah, they have more error margin in terms of the angle there because of the backing stone. So I like the call here for double trouble.
Weet niet meer.
Options here.
Yep.
They have options to steal. Important stone. And it's important because if they miss, if they can't get stuff in the house, I'm counting 4 red stones right now with an open draw opportunity to put in a 5th one. So it's not about just stealing one, it's also about surviving and not just seeing a 5 pop on the board there.
Namelijk hard. Hij valt.
Needs us to curl over. They need to get on that more on the nose of that Yellow one, it's going to be a little bit inside.
Good work.
All right, so
New situation here, and we
Yeah.
have yellow sitting in second shot position, but it is doable to take it out here and then score a big one if you just hit it right on the edge.
yeah, inside edge of the nose.
Ik was op een gegeven moment zelfs nog aan het twijfelen.
Yeah.
Bij uw,
I mean, there is a small off chance that if they nose hits, then yellow steals, so there's that catch. But
Ik wil deze wel proberen.
I would kind of try it.
Yeah.
Like, the worst is you give yellow 1, but if it works, you score 5, and that completely changes everything.
Yep.
So the risk-reward balance is pretty favorable for...
There is a risk if he's outside.
Gelijk.
He catches his own yellow
is
red
direct.
off there, but they give up
Ik
one.
deed die
Yeah,
andere
yeah,
daar
that's the
gaan.
thing. I mean, worst is they just give up 1, and that's always... Sure, you would like to always win your
Ja,
hand
dan-
runs.
Den die.
Yeah, like a draw for 1. What if your draw comes short or your draw is too heavy? You just might end up scoring 1 as well.
Ja,
Is
hier.
that so nice? Oh, no.
Het denk niet dat dat... Het denk niet dat dat gaat gebeuren.
Just
Ehm,
from inside out.
Heel raak, pak je wat punten.
ja. Ik weet gewoon niet goed met dat midden hier.
Potential shot of the match, John, if this works.
Absolutely.
Ja, wacht. Ik zie dat echt niet goed komen eigenlijk.
I think they're worried about
Yeah,
that jam on the outside.
I mean-
they really shouldn't be.
I know why you would be worried. Indeed,
Huh?
it's there. But how big is the damage if it happens?
Yeah.
Wel, welke
It's not like you're...
You score 1, maybe 2 versus 5.
yeah,
A 5 pretty much will salt the game away, though.
I mean... If they allow double trouble to steal one, it's 6-6. It's not like you're losing.
Oh!
Whoa!
Is
It
It's
worked perfectly.
ins
It
and
looked
out.
like a charm, and that's 4
there
red
it
there.
is. That is a big 4 for Ring.
Yeah. For a minute there, I was afraid it wasn't curling enough, and it was going to catch that red one, the shot
think
stone,
so.
and leave yellow in shot position, but that did not happen, and it's 4 for Michel and José, and that was worth the risk, worth the try, and they actually
They got the
nailed
reward.
it.
Yep. Yeah, that's why Kevin called him off. Needed to make sure that that curled enough, because yeah, worst case would have been missing the yellow, taking out their own red behind, giving up 1.
Yeah.
But
And the real reward here is sliding, stepping on the blue carpets, grabbing that 5 from the little, I don't know what to call it, and then putting it on the board, kind of slamming it
The
with the
number?
magnific.
there's only 4, so if you
Oh,
put
oh yeah,
5.
4. Oh, you can always slam the 5, take it out, and slam the 4 again.
All right, well, they're setting up. Let's take a look over on sheet C. Wheat scored 2 in the 5th, so they lead that 8-2. I see Vady scored 3 in the 6th, so they lead that over there 9-3 over Rocky Raccoons. Meanwhile, we're starting off the 7th end as Michel and Jose lead double trouble 10-5. They're a big 4 house. Excellent stone from Breck to pick that yellow out.
So that power play didn't work out for double trouble, and
Well, it wasn't their power play.
no, that's true. But yeah, they always mentioned like we tend to take advantage of the opponent's power play. Whenever they do a power play, we end up winning that end, and it was their claim. But they missed out on proving their claim today.
Yeah, not this time. Decent stone there to open things up. Sitting second, but above the tee line and a good spot to tap back.
Yeah.
Gonna force double trouble to get in there.
And this changes so much because 2 more ends, They need to score 5 to tie 6 to win. And that means that for double trouble, even stones randomly scattered in the house could be sufficient to just avoid double trouble to score more.
Yep. Yeah, Michel and José can definitely play more defensive, but you don't want to get too conservative on your throws. I think that opening stone shows that they're going to be just fine. But that's always the danger when you get a big lead. You start playing a little more relaxed, and that's when mistakes happen. This one is going to end up where they wanted it. I don't know if this was the position I would have gone for. I would have been trying to get that in closer. It seems like they're just guarding that one stone instead of trying to score. Yeah, oops.
They can still get red out. Red is not really protected because of the space in between yellow stone and a red stone, but have to wait and see. Thing is, if they need to score a lot, a stone in the front 12 helps. It is in a scoring position. It serves as a guard. You can tap it back.
This is true. Kevin looking to tap this red one back. Get this one into shot position and then leave a protected guard over it. A little bit hard, he says. Got to make sure this gets around that guard first and foremost. Hold the line. This looks actually really good. That's going to tap and put that right on top of the yellow. Moves it back.
Excellent stone there.
Great stone there from Kevin.
The Ritter boys are trying to make sure Double Trouble has a very difficult time scoring multiple points on their hammer end. So they can just ride it out.
Yeah, I think this is Double Trouble being forced into making a play on this yellow one straight away. Martin looking to see if there are any other options. Nose hit on the guard would get rid of that top one, but I don't think it helps them that much.
No. Curdia coming out.
Ja, op de heel en naar hier komen. Oftewel. Ja, de kant. Ja, en daar. Ja, dat denk ik ook.
I think Gregory wants to run that yellow one back. Martin looking at the angle.
Alsjeblieft. 5. Lijn is goed. Wachten.
Doesn't need it to be too heavy.
Oh.
Needs to curl in. It might be a little bit too far outside.
Komt goed, komt goed.
He likes the line. Ooh, that's a nice one. That actually is sitting shot,
Ja,
I
hij viel
think.
niet genoeg om te...
Stayed a bit, moved that top one out of the way, kind of opens things up a bit. And sitting in a position that they could use their own yellow to tap that red one even further out, so... They can get to the inside part of this yellow one. It can tap it away, roll over onto the nose of their red, kind of locking those stones into play.
Back is sliding, back is sliding. Voelt goed, voelt goed. Zit er aan buiten, ik heb slecht geslide.
Doesn't like his slide, feels about outside. Weight's okay.
Yeah,
I think
this
if
is
anything,
outside.
it's gonna tap the yellow one a little bit better.
Yeah, you don't want to give that little yellow one a nudge, because then it will beep. But it's definitely in a shot position there. I don't know who's in charge of the music here in the canteen, but it's somebody that's really into romantic vibes.
Yeah, well, it was kind of heavy metal a little bit ago, and now it's switched into the chill vibe
Yeah.
with your
Zij
special someone.
It's like, now we have to whisper to really tone
Kunnen wij
down
langs deze
the
kant
atmosphere.
komen, naar hier?
Dan gaan we die gele moeten opgeven.
Ja, maar dat is geen punt aan nu. Er liggen er 2 hier. Als we hier komen te liggen, kunnen we 2. Oké, het is dan een nestje, maar doe maar. Hè. Je moet al naar de binnenkant rollen. En dan zie je nog niet beter. Hè. Dit proberen.
Yeah, I like this one. Because even if it's wide, they've got that red one to kind
Yeah.
of roll in off of.
Beetje 4,5.
Yeah, I like this call. They can't really that red one sitting on the left side, sitting over here. That one is just it's too deep to do anything. For Michel and José to do anything really useful with it.
Lijn is goed. Ja! Alles geven. Blijf de hand tot aan de guard. En naast de
Let's
guard
get it
stop.
around the guard. Oh, very nice. A little bit outside though. What's that gonna do? Ooh, it's gonna roll off.
Daar. Wat minder moet.
But there's no backing behind that red now, so they can come around right in behind it as well, move it a little bit further.
Zo.
What can
Ja.
Michel and José do?
Ik weet het niet goed eigenlijk wat ik heb. Hier zit er wel zeker op zien. Als je weer eens krijgt het nooit weg.
Ja,
Als je hard zit, dan pikken we die niet.
Wel ja, als ik uit dat hart zit, dan is dat nog wel tof.
Yeah, I like the kind of hack weights come around the guard. Just try and give that yellow one a tap. There is
Ja,
no
wel,
backing
wel
there,
back
so
and
you can just
sliding.
try and tap
Ik zou
it.
gewoon een beetje hetzelfde
Yeah.
doen.
yeah.
Even if it hits
Nose is
so,
fine, yeah.
and-
The nose will nudge the red out a little bit, but won't do much. Just slightly inside the nose on that yellow one, and that's gonna be
yeah.
gone, and then kind of slide over underneath, fully under the guard.
Again, if you're Michel and José, you're not looking to score multiple points. You're just trying to avoid double triple from coming back in the game. So you have hammer. There's a lot of
Cool.
rubble in the back to draw up
Harde
against
kant
with
te
the last
zien.
stone.
Voelt goed. Voelt goed, harde kant.
This one's just on the outside. It's gonna catch their own red, but will it have enough clearance to run around? No.
Yeah.
Unfortunate there, just didn't get the right line.
Wat wil je doen? Ja, komen we naar hier.
Als ik hier de neus.
Yeah,
Dan
and
rollen we naar daar.
tap and roll would
Ja.
work,
Neus. Als ik
Neus.
neus.
but I don't think it will give them 2 points because of that red one there.
Dan hebben we mijn gele hier.
They have to look
Yeah,
for
and
options
here
to score multiple points here.
Well, it might, because if we go to the overhead, we can do a drawing here. So if they get in, oops, let me get the right color. If they get in here, the shooter rolls over this way. This red goes back there, and this taps this one back just a little bit. And
Will
it's,
it tap it back far enough? Because if you need to roll, it doesn't have that much weight to just do a slight roll, and then will it have enough momentum to
yeah, really.
back up 2
Yeah.
stones and get reds kind of
Even now,
out of the
Seth.
forefoot or
Thanks,
back of the
Seth.
forefoot, but kind of doubt it.
Well, they don't need to get really out of the forefoot. Just
No.
move it, make sure it's out of the button, and I think the shooter would tap over. But this one's going to have some weight on it.
Wachten! 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 Niks doen! Ja, we hebben hem maar niet
Zo.
neus.
Going to be on the outside. Ooh, that's
That's dangerous. That's
that's
dangerous.
very dangerous there. I mean, that's a
No more backing for yellow, and you for
akkoord.
Michel and José. They could kind
Ja,
of
voilà.
tap red in a
De
shot
kans is te groot
position.
dat ze langs hier.
Even if it's a
Ik
slight,
zou sowieso die
very
rugpakken.
soft tap, they
Ik
could
zou-
leave
ik zou
yellow
weer
as a
deze
backing stone.
rugpakken, shot liggen.
Yep. Since they're not
Ja,
trying to
ze
score
mislukt.
multiple,
Als dat mislukt.
they don't need to
ligt
be
nooit shot
super
eigenlijk
aggressive
langs
there. Yeah, I didn't like the
Hagel
weight
niet.
there, the weight call from
Geef die
from the
deze.
double trouble. They didn't need to throw it that hard, and that was the risk that it was going to be outside. I'd rather have had it 2 lights and just kind of an easy tap and roll in that they could then push back. But I think also it depends on where Brecht hits this.
Oh, wachten! Oh!
If it's
Oh!
outside the nose,
Ah.
it'll
Not
jam on the
bothering.
yellow. This one is outside.
Ik heb hem op het einde uitgezet. Maakt niet uit.
So, question. Is there an option with a hack weight tap the inside of the reds and score 3 for double trouble here? Because they are sitting 2, and if they are able to tap
En we
red
gaan naar
out of the
daar.
4-foots and roll in, they could score 3. And the question is, do they have enough room around the guards to kind of
botsen
make,
hierop.
to kind of curl enough?
We gaan naar daar.
I think so.
En we kunnen er nog 3
I
pakken.
mean, it's fully exposed, so
Maar als we...
it doesn't have to go
Ja,
super
als we
far on
hier
the right
botsen, we
side.
botsen
Just
hier en pakken
slightly
zij,
over right side
Dus
of the
ik
nose
denk
is
dat dit
enough.
het beste shot is.
The only risk
Of
is if it
zelfs
doesn't
naar
curl
hier
or you're
komen, dan-
slightly outside, you hit
Ja,
the red one
we
on the
gaan
wrong
proberen.
side
Eerst
and
aan
you
hier
jam
maken
on
we,
yellow
en
and
dan
allow
hier.
red to score
Oké.
1. So maybe that's why they're opting to come over on the other side.
Wel gewoon
I-
een 4 gooien. Hè.
Honestly, I like this. I like this
4,5.
hit and roll
Yeah.
possibility better because at worst, okay,
Ja.
if it's too hard, it
Ja, je
jams
moet-
on the
Ja,
thing.
je
They've
moet-
got an option here. They could possibly move
Ja,
that red
je
one
moet
out of the
uit
way.
de
It's for
nood-
3.
Yeah, I agree there. I think hit and roll
Okay.
option is the better one here.
5,5.
They don't really run the risk of putting a redstone in shot position.
No.
They can even,
They only do that if they're outside on this.
if
on
they're
this
way
red one.
outside. And
If they're way outside, get on the outside part of it.
like, if they make this one, I would call this shot of the match.
Well, it would certainly be clicked. It would certainly be a strong candidate for it. Here we go. This one's coming down. Needs to catch on the inside of that red. It's getting past the guard. Needs to hold it now. Unfortunately, this one's gonna
Ja, doe maar.
fly right
no,
through. Oh,
Eentje.
And that's just one yellow. So no shot of the match here for Martijn. And just one. They had an option to score 3. They didn't reward themselves with 2 extra points here. And now trailing 4 points is hard.
yep. They're gonna have to steal their way in. I think Gregory's having fun no matter what's going
Yeah.
on. I think he enjoys playing.
Right, while they're setting up, let's have.
Oh wait, of course they need to steal their way in. It's the last end.
Yeah.
My mind was looking at the 6, but we hadn't switched the scoreboard over yet. So let's take a look over at sheet C.
Oh, I was going to do A
Or
first.
sheet A. That's the 3 for Vady in the 6th, followed by 2 in the 7th for Rocky Raccoon. So Vady leads at 9-5. As they are on the 8th end over there. Vady with the hammer. And over on sheet C, slide over there. The boys are going to be standing in the line again. No, they're not. So 2 in the 5th, followed by a steal of 3 in the 6th for Wheat. They lead that. Quick math, 11-2.
Yeah, looks like Wheat is going to take their second victory here. in the league.
This one, Martin starting us here.
Looks
on
wide.
Sheet C. This is heavy and wide. This is going to just go all the way through.
Not the way you want to start off your big stealer end here.
Nope, you're already without the hammer. And getting that top stone because of the starting position, getting that pushed back into the house is going to be tough.
So situation for Double Trouble, 5 to win, 4 to tie. And then they have 1 guard and 1 stone out of play, so it's going to be difficult here.
It has to be perfect the rest of the way. And for Michel and Jose, as soon as 5 stones have been played, they should just start playing hits.
Yep.
Just get 1 more stone out of play. Oh no, 2 more out of play. But this is a decent starting point here.
Second attempt to put one on that sweet spot.
Yeah, there's always that temptation to go, let's get rid of that one, but you can't take it out yet, so you've got to play this draw. And it needs to be good. This one, unfortunately, looks too light.
Oh no, and even splitting it is really not what they want.
This is going to
Actually, wait, and there's the handshake. Yeah, they know it would have been very difficult mathematically to come back from this one.
Ja, en die zat gewoon op onze baan, hè.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to mute them so we don't hear any marital disputes there.
But congratulations here to Michel and Jose for winning their game, and I think a very important kind of tricky hard stone where they scored 4, but well deserved, and I think taking the risk really paid off there.
Yeah. And congratulations to me too for picking correctly.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was kind of forced in the counter pick, but yeah, John won this.
No,
this week.
I thought you followed along with me.
No, I said if it wasn't for me having to score to tie, I would have probably followed. But since I had to catch up and try to kind of go into a 2-2 situation, I was forced in the counter pick. That was what I mentioned.
So it was perfect on the weekend, by the way. 3-0. The champ.
Sorry for everybody watching this.
I don't know what that was. I don't know where that came from, but it's out there now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really back and forth. Double Trouble really putting some pressure on Michel and Jose, but later in the ends, Michel and Jose pulling it out, putting things in place and taking that big house. Lots of big houses following each other. Sometimes you've got to be able to like score big and defend small, and unfortunately not that tonight. But hey, for the big score lovers, we had a good one out there.
It kind of reminded me to the game we had earlier today, Team Llama against SD Rocks. Like first half of the game, you see both teams searching for the right lines, the right weights, so they were kind of balanced. Some mistakes leading to these kind of big houses, but then the second part of the game, I think the better team tonight, Michel and Jose, they straighten things out, less mistakes, they find the length, and then it was just clinically the win there, and that was kind of the case with the game this afternoon. So a repetition of that scenario played out here, and Michel and Jose, they take a stronger position here in the top of the league as they now have 10 points, 5 victories, 2 losses. They have played 7 games, of course. Button Smashers also 7 games, but they now don't rely on the tiebreaker anymore. They have the 2-point lead. And for Double Trouble, they have also the 7th game, but 4 losses.
So sitting on 6 points, not going to change, but it's all tight, but this is all going to move around. They still have their opportunities to move up, but yeah, these mid to late season losses, it's just the timing of it's not good. I mean, losses are never good, but you're running out of games to play. There's only each team only has 2 games left to play, while you look at Plastique Van Looy has only played 3. 6 more to go.
Mhm.
Curdia, we've only played 4. We've got 5 left, so lots of movement still available on the table. Lots of head-to-head matchups at that top of the table teams, so it's going to be a good finish, I think.
I think so too, and I think that's the interesting part. A lot of head-to-head games between those top teams. I think Campina, Curdia, Button Smashers, Michel José, Plastic van Looy. There are some interesting things going on there, so things could shift around in the coming weeks and months. But before we see new games in the double league, there will be the double cup next weekend, which is also important. The first prize awarded in the Belgium Curling League, basically.
Yep. Well, that's not true because on Friday we play Plastic van Looy. So
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we
that will be, so there is one. We will have a little warm-up match going into that doubles cup. Hopefully it'll put us on a good foot going into it and ready to claim that doubles cup title. But first, a tough match against Plastic van Looy. So that'll be Friday evening, 8:15 p.m. That'll be over on The Do. We'll be posting a link on our socials this week, and keep an eye out for that. Go subscribe over to the other channel, Curdia TV 2. That way you get the updates and the notifications when we go live over there. So generally when we play, our matches will be over there. We'll be broadcasting the Doubles Cup next weekend, but it will be streaming our matches. So while we play, you can watch us put our money where our mouth is and actually throw the stones ourselves instead of sitting up here in the booth and making it sound easy when it's really not.
Yeah, absolutely true. I think on that note, thank you everybody for watching. Also, special thanks to all of the people donating on our coffee. So even €1, €2, small amounts, they help us keep the stream alive, keep the effort alive. It's we spend a lot of time and effort to make Curdia happen, and I think really helps to promote the sports, promote curling. So everybody that is in support of what we're doing, we are appreciating that effort and that acknowledgement. And I think, John, you have a good voice, a beautiful voice. You can do the final goodbye for this weekend here.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. Leave a comment. It helps us out. Watch us on all of our socials. We've got everything coming up. I'll have a lot of content coming up from this weekend. And until Friday, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.